On the morning of October 24th, 2005, a class at a school in Osceola waits in vain for their teacher. 30-year-old Tara Grinstead does not show up for work, something that is simply unthinkable in her world. Tara disappears without a trace, and what follows is one of the most mysterious missing persons cases in recent years. For over a decade, there is neither a hot lead nor a response. Until 2017, when someone suddenly comes forward claiming to know the truth. A truth that is more shocking than anything anyone could have imagined. Tara Grinstead was born on November 14, 1974, in Hawkinsville, Georgia. She grew up with her sister Anita in a typical small town. At an early age, she became interested in beauty pageants. What may seem like a superficial hobby to many is a strategic move for Tara. She sees scholarship pageants as an opportunity to finance her professional goals. She invests a lot of time in her appearance, does a lot of sports, and learns how to present herself and dress appropriately. In 1999, she won the title of Miss Tifton, an important regional competition that opened further doors for her. She eventually took part in the Miss Georgia pageant, where she won a large cash prize. The money from these competitions enabled her to study at Valdosta State University, where she graduated with a master's degree in education in 2003. Tara began teaching at Irvin County High School in Osceola in 1998. She is a history teacher for 11th grade students and also coaches the 9th and 10th grade cheerleaders. Her students describe her as helpful, dedicated, and inspiring. Young girls who participate in beauty pageants in particular find her to be a mentor. Tara helps them choose outfits, do their hair and makeup, and even accompanies them to the competitions. She is considered reliable and popular among her colleagues. On October 22, 2005, Tara is still at home with several of her students. She is preparing them for the annual Miss Georgia Sweet Potato pageant. It is a quiet, normal day. In the evening, she attends a beauty pageant where she acts as a coach, and afterwards, she attends a barbecue party at a friend's house. Around 11:15 p.m., she says goodbye to the other guests and drives home. It is the last time anyone sees her alive. The next morning, there is suddenly radio silence. Tara does not respond to calls or messages from her family. When she does not show up for work, people begin to worry. However, at around 8:50 a.m., the school receives a call from someone explaining that Tara is sick and cannot come to work today. It remains unclear who made this call. The only thing that is clear is that it is not Tara herself. Because Tara lives alone and is usually very reliable, her family is very worried. They ask the police to check on her at home. The investigators comply and a little later enter a quiet, normal-looking property. Tara's car is parked in front of the house. The driver's seat is pushed back unusually far. It looks as if a much taller person was driving the car last. A single latex glove lies in the front yard. Inside the house, there is no sign of Tara. Her dog and cat are in the house, and it looks as if no one has taken care of them all day. This behavior is completely out of character for Tara. Her keys and the handbag she always carries with her are nowhere to be found. But her cell phone is still plugged into the charger. Her alarm clock is found under her bed, and the lock on her bedside table has been broken. Apart from that, there are no signs of a break-in and no evidence of a struggle. The FBI takes over the investigation. The community of Osceola is in shock. Tara is well known and well liked in town, and now she has disappeared without a trace. The investigation initially focuses on Tara's circle of friends and acquaintances. 2 weeks before her disappearance, she had broken up with her longtime boyfriend, Marcus Harper. A week before her disappearance, she is said to have visited him again and asked him to give their relationship another try, but he reportedly refused. However, Marcus has a solid alibi for the night of her disappearance. Another suspect is Anthony Vickers, a former student of Tara's. He had fallen in love with her, repeatedly sought her company, and became intrusive. About 7 months before her disappearance, he even tried to break into her home. But after an investigation, the investigators are able to rule him out as a suspect. The latex glove found in Tara's front yard is examined more closely. Forensic investigators are able to secure both Tara's DNA and that of an unknown man. The sample is entered into national databases, but it does not lead to a match. Time passes and the case remains unsolved. Tara is still missing. It's almost as if she has been swallowed up by the earth. But years later, there are still clues. In 2009, a video appeared on YouTube. In it, a man claims to be a serial killer who has murdered 16 people. Among them are Tara Grinstead and Jennifer Cassie, who also disappeared. The man in the video appears calm and composed and calls himself Catch Me Killer. Investigators look into the matter. The IP address leads to a man named Andrew Haley. Andrew is arrested. But after checking him out, it becomes clear that everything he said was made up. Tara's disappearance is never completely forgotten. The media continues to report on the case, and her family hopes for a breakthrough in the investigation. It is not until 2017 that a woman named Brooke Sheridan contacts the police. She reports that her then-boyfriend, Bo Dukes, made a shocking confession to her. Bo was a former student of Tara's, and he told her that his friend Ryan Duke, also a former student, was responsible for Tara's death. Brooke reports that Ryan was high on drugs on the night of her disappearance, broke into Tara's house to steal money, and killed her in the process. Bo himself arrived later and helped him dispose of the body. According to Bo, the two transported Tara's body in his truck to a remote orchard that belonged to his family. There, they burned her body, which took 2 whole days. Bo also said that Tara had been naked and had a belly button piercing. Except for strangulation marks on her neck, she had no injuries. Investigators then compared the DNA on the latex glove with that of Ryan Duke, and it did indeed match. Ryan was arrested in 2017. He made a written confession stating, "I am guilty of Tara's murder. I deserve to be imprisoned." However, he later recants this confession. He now claims that Bo killed Tara. He admits to having been involved in disposing of the body, but not in the murder itself. Bo Dukes is also arrested. He says exactly the same thing. He helped cover it up, but he didn't kill Tara. He says he already told friends about it in 2007 or 2008, but no one took him seriously at the time. Tara's family is devastated. They knew Bo and would never have connected him to her disappearance. Bo is released on bail, but in January 2019, new allegations surface. 2 women accuse him of holding them captive in his house and threatening them with a gun. Bo flees, but is arrested 4 days later. In March 2019, Bo is sentenced to 25 years in prison for covering up Tara's murder. In court, he shows remorse and says, "My actions were cowardly, cruel, and cold-hearted. I have let Tara, her family, and the community down." In October 2019, he is additionally charged with the attacks on the 2 women. In 2023, He enters into a plea bargain so that the new sentences are offset against his existing prison sentence. Ryan Duke's trial was originally scheduled to begin in April 2019, but his lawyers requested a postponement. They argue that he was denied the means to mount an adequate defense. A judge rules that the state of Georgia does not have to finance his defense. Ryan claims in court that he had a secret relationship with Tara. Her family does not believe this. In May 2022, Ryan is acquitted of the murder charge. However, he is convicted of disposing of a corpse. The court sentences him to the maximum penalty of 10 years in prison. For Tara's family, this is not enough. They feel the punishment is far too lenient. To this day, they mourn Tara, who was only 30 years old. Tara had big plans for her life, which she will now never be able to fulfill. Since her remains were never found, her family did not even have the opportunity to give Tara a proper burial. And that brings us to the end of today's video. What do you think about today's case? Do you think Ryan is responsible for her death? And what do you think about the sentence? It's also strange that Ryan got 10 years and Bo got 25 years. But, as I said, feel free to write your opinion in the comments. By doing so, you'll also be supporting this channel. Other than that, there's not much else to say. I wish you a good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when you're watching this video, and hope to see you again in the next one. Until then, bye everyone.